women's 3-4 page game. You see Switzerland at 6 wins, 4 losses. Sweden at 6 wins, 3 losses. Switzerland having to play that tiebreaker game against USA. My name is Sander Ulvog. I'm joined by the charming Alison Kraviazuk.
At the top of the standings, we have Canada finishing the round robin at 9-0, Scotland and Sweden finishing at 6-3, tiebreaker game with Switzerland. Korea, Russia, Estonia, England, and the Czech Republic all finishing last in the round robin. Russia, Estonia, England, and the Czech Republic have officially been relegated.
So here you see the playoff system. Canada, Scotland in the 1-2 page just next to us. Winner of that game will go to the gold medal game. The winner of our feature game between Sweden and Switzerland will play the loser of the 1-2 in the semi-final. Lineup for Switzerland today: at lead Rafaela Geiser, second is Lisa Gisler, third and skip today is Elena Stern, and throwing fourth rocks is Briar Hurliman. Alternate Rahel Thoma, and team coach is Rolf Hösli.
And for the Swedish team, at lead we have Fanny Sjöberg, at second we have Johanna Hildin, at third we have Jenny Wallin, at skip we have Isabella Rona. The alternate is Johanna Högland, and the team coach is... I missed it.
Gary Wåhlin.
Yes, thank you. My goodness.
So here they are. Bit of music to pump up the teams as we look at the Stone Colours. Switzerland playing the red, Sweden the yellow, making it a bit easier for you at home and us in the commentator booth. Sweden will have the last one advantage, being ranked third in the round robin. Switzerland coming up from that tiebreaker game against USA. The announcer just doing the lineups. There we see the Scottish girls and the Canadians in that 1-2 page playoff. We're going to keep you updated on the scores over there as well, just like we did yesterday for the men's 1-2 and 3-4. 2 o'clock local time here in Tallinn. Almost ready for action. Any favourites out there today? Both the 1-2 and the 3-4, Alison?
I think they're all really even matchups. Canada finishing at the top of the scoreboard, but they had some really close games against these girls. So I think that it's going to be close for all of them, and I think we're going to see some really good games here.
Sweden looking pretty pumped up in practice. Switzerland maybe a bit shaken with their player Rahel Thoma twisting her ankle yesterday.
Yeah.
But she was also benched for that tiebreaker game. Of course, they played USA in the last round robin game, not feeling that things were working out, and they just wanted to change up the lineup a little bit and get things a little bit spiced up, and seemed to work as they won that tiebreaker, and I think they've kept the same lineup for this game.
Yeah, we spoke to them before the game, and they're all feeling really confident going into this game, despite what happened to poor Rahel. Sorry.
Rafael Geiser
yes.
has come in from the bench then to play lead for Switzerland. And they're looking for the top 4 draw. Not going to take a huge risk to start off with. We'll see if Sweden chooses to hit the spread, or they want to get things going early. Nope. He's going to make the hit, and that's something we're used to seeing, especially in the playoffs, just wanting to make a few shots. Here is Fanny Sjöberg. She's also been on the bench a couple of times this week. She's been
not feeling very well.
No, but she has played a few games, a bit on and off.
I think we've been relatively lucky this event. Not too many players have fallen to an illness. We've had a pretty decent week. Everyone's feeling good, making sure that you've got the hand sanitizer out in your purse, and just being extra cautious. You would hate to be sitting on the bench due to illness during a World Championship.
Nice couple of stones from Kaiser. It's got to be tough though to be on the bench for the whole week and then come in to play a tiebreaker game.
Yeah. Luckily, these girls get nighttime practices, so we haven't confirmed, but I could almost be 100% sure that the alternates have been out matching stones, getting their ice time in, just in case something were to happen. In this case, it has, so we shall see.
And there's also that 3-sheet dedicated curling club next door, where I've seen some players been out to practice, so not something you'll always be able to do at championships. As we see Lisa Gisler just taking that step down from playing third to playing the second rocks. Had a bit of a struggle against USA in that last round robin game. Johanna Heldin has had to play lead on occasions with them changing up the lineup with Fanny feeling a bit ill. We'll find a nose hit. Lisa Gisler played a solid 81% in the tiebreaker game. So back up on her feet. And I assume she's feeling quite comfy playing the second stones.
Yeah, well, of course, when these two teams played against each other in the round robin, it was a bit of a landslide. So Sweden ending up beating Switzerland 11-3. So I think perhaps maybe Switzerland has learned a bit from playing them last game, maybe switched up the strategy a bit, and looks like this end we're playing a little bit cautious. Sweden just not quite finding the draw weight at this point, but it is obviously the first end, so these mistakes are bound to happen.
Yeah, Sweden having first practice, so maybe the ice has keened up a little bit since then.
Good point.
As we see Briar Hurleman just eyeing up a tap on the guard, perhaps a split, keeping both options in mind. Elena Stern at third now and skipping the team, taking over Lisa Gisler's role. She also played 81% in the tiebreaker game against USA. This one hanging out there a bit. Maybe just a draw around the guard here for the Swiss. Seemed to be the call. But this one will slip to the back of the house. And a
little bit open, perhaps?
I think you're just going to see Sweden come after it.
Yep.
We'll leave that same draw, this time for Jenny Wåhlin. This is where communication is important. Heldin just through this in-turn draw. Should be able to communicate to Wåhlin how quick it is. Sweepers also using the stopwatches to get a split time. For now, weight looking pretty good. Just waiting for this one to finish up.
Looks very good.
Yeah, didn't quite get the line to be buried behind the guard, so they're bringing this one back on. Kind of back onto the red, making sure there might be room for 2 more stones if Switzerland freezes onto the yellow.
Yep.
So
nice sweep. Great judge.
All of a sudden we're getting some stones in play here. It's funny how that happens. It's just looking like a blank, but then the stones kind of just build up. And we got a stone outside the house. Sweden wanted to draw around, it came a bit heavy. And here you go. There's some stones in play between Scotland and Canada as well in the 1-2 page, so we'll keep an eye on that game as well. As we see Stan just locking this one on the yellow. Really nice shot.
Really nice. Keeping the right angle too. Keeping it to the high side so that the piece that they can perhaps see on the left-hand side of the guard going straight into the back yellow. Yeah, there you go.
It looks like they're just going to peel the guard on this one. Thinking that a bit too tough to come to the inside of the red with a draw. Not wanting to play around too much. This one over curling a little bit, but does open up the red. That works out pretty well actually, with 2 yellows in the house now.
Okay.
Not quite sure if that was a call.
Not sure either, but it ended up working out quite well.
Switzerland, of course, not wanting to keep too many yellows in the house, so just going to play a nose hit on the back yellow for them to sit 2. Bri Hurliman playing the 4th stones as she has done all week. Got to make sure to stick around here. If you ever roll out, you're just going to leave Sweden a chance to sit for 2. But she will just hit and spin out. Huge chance for Sweden here to lie 2 with a skips first stone. Isabella Vrano making her way down to the hack.
Yeah, I was just checking out the percentages of the comparisons of the both skips, and actually both skips have the exact same percentage of the 4 games that were totaled this week. Both locked up at 79%. So again, even match.
That's a nice shot by Vrano.
Yep.
Leaves the hit and roll for Switzerland, but pretty tough shot for Breyer to try and stop Sweden from scoring 2. That's not very close actually. Looking to catch that on the other side of the stone. That's 2 inaccurate throws from Briar Hurliman early on. And it's just left the draw to the house for Sweden to score 2.
Yeah, just needs to hit the paint.
Hop, wow. Rent. Håll rent. Rent hela vägen ut hit. Ser bra ut, rent. Bara rent. Bara rent. Tid ska den. Rent. Rätt hit. Bra där. Bara rent. Gå där.
Nice weight by the skipper. Can see the boys come to cheer on the girls today, and a few of the Norwegian boys there in the mix, supporting their yellow and blue gear.
Vill du spela den eller den? Den va? In hel 4 är bra, topp 4 är jättebra. Ja, okej. Ja, nu är det bra. Dålig putt, 30. Är det ganska bra? Känns tid. Håll i lite för linje. Håll i lite för linje. 10 bak 4. Men ja! Stacka nu. Tack jättemycket. Hårt! Nej. Japp. Det var lite halvkonstigt.
It's coming up a bit short. The girls were looking for top 4 there, but getting it in the rings.
Fairly young team, the Swedes, with 3 of the players on the ice today born in 1997. So plenty of years left in juniors. Kind of reminds you of another young Swedish team, Matilda Mattsson. She skipped 5 World Juniors. And she would probably have started out when she was around 17. Picking up a gold in the year 2000. And her second, Lisa Löfskog, is the most winning player in the World Juniors on the women's side.
Wow.
With a total of 43 wins. Played 68 games. Some of these girls could potentially break that record, but they would have to have pretty good runs at the World Juniors for the rest of their junior careers.
That's really impressive. The last time Sweden won the World Championship was in 2010.
Which you remember so well.
Which I do remember so well. Beating, it was Anna Hasselborg, her team, playing against my team in Canada in the final. And we just came up a bit short. They played very well. and deserved that win. We just couldn't pick up our socks that game.
Of course, Rachel Holman skipping
Yes.
your team, and you would go on to greater things, wouldn't you?
Yes, we did do well, but an example on players that have started off in the juniors and gain the experience from here to move on to the women's and be able to start off strong.
Speaking of Anna Hasselborg, the Swedish side had to play them in the semi-final of their Super League not very long before they came to Tallinn.
No.
And beat them, and also beat Olympic silver medalist Margareta Sigfridsson in the final of the Super League, being the youngest team to have ever won the Swedish Super League. So just impressive stuff, and now they're in the 3-4 page at the World Juniors.
I'm sure that gave them quite a bit of confidence coming into this competition. Nice shot.
Canada was forced to score the one in the first end against Scotland in the 1-2 page. As they played the second.
Just missing that side one. So by rolling out, this gives Sweden the opportunity to get two in the house and get some pressure on. Of course, that being a tight center guard, that's definitely their preference for bearing their next one. Being without Hammer here in the second end. Great sweep. Nice throw and great sweep.
Lena Staren, the 2012 Youth Olympic Games gold medalist. With the out-turn draw here to come around the corner. It's just going to tickle the guard. Still makes it to the forfeit for a shot, but it should be slightly in the open for Sweden.
I think still gives Sweden a tough shot, I think. Not sure if you can see the whole thing, and you do run the risk of jamming on your back one. Oh, there we go. Nope, fully open.
Well, makes the hit, but sits more or less behind the tee line, so Switzerland with a chance to come out and freeze onto it. A lot of yellows piling up in the house, though.
Just gets by. Not a bad result. She wanted to be a little bit more on that yellow, but she is fully buried. So Sweden's going to have to follow that down. Try and sit on the corner. Got to be careful not to bounce on this one.
Jenny, jag skulle säga att marginalen är kort. Okej. Men ja.
Second time at the World Juniors for Isabella Vrano. Lost the bronze final last year after actually beating Switzerland in tiebreak. Looking for that medal this year, of course.
And that's not what they were looking for. Short was okay, but unfortunately doesn't cover their yellow rock, so it is still exposed for the Swiss team to come down and just tap that back for July 2.
I think she's gonna push this one a little bit out, perhaps. Starting to catch curl now, though. I don't know what they're doing here.
I don't know either.
That was made all day. They were not even sweeping that one. Very poor communication from the Swiss team.
Wow. This is quite a bit of an out for the Swedish girls.
Could potentially lie 5.
Yeah.
Of course, just happy to spell the reds here. But could put some pressure on Bria Hurleman by lying a bundle. That's pretty good.
Great shot.
Just enough to lie 4, I think, too.
Lots of weight going down the sheet. Great shot.
This could be the most important shot of the game already here for Bria Hurleman. Having to find the forefoot against 4. A complete miss here, and he could be trailing by 6.
Yeah, she is throwing, well, it's a touch wider of a pass than she just threw, but should be pretty similar. Sweeper's just making sure, keeping her broom down.
Bit of a panic here. But this one coming down onto the forfeit for 1. That's a good
Great
shot. Huge shot by Briar Hurlman under some real pressure here in the second end.
Great shot.
So Sweden leading 2-1 after 2 ends.
And to update the other sheet.
Well, still 1-0 for Canada. Kelly Rock making her way down to play her last of the second. Seems like she's drawing to lie 2 before Gina Aiken's last shot. Around the center guard, that is. A couple of reds in the in the house though, so
gotta be careful not to leave a double, it looks like.
Yep. A bit wide here. Might be a double for 3 for the Scots, so need to get slightly buried behind the guard. Kelsey Rock with the in-turn draw. But, you know, I think what makes it a bit challenging for Switzerland, especially with Briar's last 2 stones, they have Geiser and Gisler sweeping, with Gisler having played skip all week and Geiser just coming off the bench, so just a bit less experience with the ice here this week for Briar, so you might see some miscommunication because of that.
Yeah, I agree.
I know, especially when you play 10 games on championship ice, you just get to know it so well as a sweeper, and you're so confident in knowing where the stones are going to stop.
Yeah.
But if it's your first or second game sweeping, you're not as confident in that. So if you have 2 sweepers that are not confident with the weight, it makes it pretty hard for those key shots with Briar Hurlman's last 2.
Well, Briar, of course, was sweeping in the previous game, but you're right about Lisa. Bit of a new role for her, so just gonna have to be. You almost have to over communicate, just to make sure that that everything goes smoothly, because it is going to be something you're going to be a little uncomfortable about.
Well, Lisa Gisler did play lead when she and Elena Stahn won the Youth Olympics 2 years ago, so she's definitely used to that role, but again, it's just
different position for
this week.
Yeah. Well, if I was them, I probably would have tried to took a piece of that, swept that one by. But a little bit of an in-between shot there.
Well, the same thing can be said for Elena Stahn at the head. She might not be as confident in skipping the line as well.
Yeah.
But it seemed to work out for them against USA, so they've kept this formation. But you see how it pans out. Sweden, of course, looking very confident. But they're the sort of team that they thrive under. They really thrive when they're doing well, but when they get a bit of pressure on them, it might crackle just a wee bit. So I think they're excellent when they're ahead, but they're still fairly young, so it's a bit of that mental thing.
Yes, Sweden looking to hit and stick here. It's not bad being in the open. If Switzerland was to throw a hit and roll off of that yellow on the side, they would be able to use this rock later and push it forward.
Gina Aiken scores 1 for Scotland, so it's all tied up after 2 between the Scots and the Canadians. As we see Hildine just making this nose hit. Pretty nice shot.
Yep.
Sind wir einfach, also sie ist immer noch Schotten. Ist nur 8 Fuß, können wir auch. Sag dir. Ist der hinter der Tee? Nein, gerade auf der Tee. Wir wären sicher vor der Tee. Sie kann einfach nachher so. Ja, ich weiss. Aber alles kannst du ja nicht. Können wir auch. So.
Again, Stern maybe not looking too assertive in the house.
Asking your team what they like, perhaps. Just guessing based on the way that the body language and the conversation went back and forth.
Just talking to you and also Braden Calvert's team being all Canadians. It seemed like you were a bit puzzled when it came to European teams changing up the lineup.
Yeah, well, it's not typically something that Canadians do of switching up the lineup. You practice so hard as a unit, and everyone's main goal is to be the best that they can be at their position. So I think that by switching that up, it kind of takes you out of what you've been practicing and out of your comfort zone, perhaps. So, I mean, this is just what I've experienced. Obviously, other teams maybe they have been practicing in different positions as well, but I'm a strong believer of mastering your own position.
Did see Team Canada at the Briar make a little bit of a lineup change. Pat Simmons skipping.
Yes, you did.
John Morris down as third.
Yeah.
But again, those are
not very common.
No.
No.
But again, that's John Morris playing third and Pat Simmons playing skip is not very uncommon to them.
Well, and that's also a team that they put together this year, so
not quite the same.
No, not as much. But good what's the word I'm looking for? Observation.
Observation.
Thank you.
Two schools of thought. You even see some teams in Europe play with five people and rotate even for championship weekends.
Yep.
As we see a wreck on the guard here by Stern, leaving 2 yellows in the house. And Sweden just looking to draw the wing here and try and force Switzerland to their one. Do you ever consider guarding the 2 yellows?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're at her first rocks. I don't think I would mind doing that. Then again, I mean, with hammer, you also run the risk that they're going to make one good around this guard, and then that guard's coming back to haunt you. So I don't mind this call. I think being at the back of the house here too.
Maybe the safer of the 2 options.
Yeah. Keeps things open too. You definitely don't want to get into a position where the opponent's going to have an opportunity to steal one on you. This is looking good for them so far, and you would hate for that to run away from them.
Still with line 3 for Sweden. Switzerland might have to make a couple of doubles to get out. We've not too many stones left. And she'll just hit the 1 yellow and roll out, not really improving the situation.
No.
And Isabella Vrano wanting to draw the wing again, this time slightly wider than the previous one, and keep it a bit higher.
Yeah, or you could, yeah, okay, I know we're going that side.
Yeah, just looking for maximum separation and just trying to leave zero chance of Switzerland generating their deuce.
Yeah.
So don't want to be in front of their back yellow here, just don't want to over curl it. And that is a
Great
really good shot.
Great shot by Jenny.
Pryor's going to play perhaps the double, but maybe just a hit and roll as well. Maybe keeping both options in mind.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to hit and roll out here. Very important to at least have your shooter stay in the rings.
Whoa, big wobble from Barry Hurleman. It's not. Maybe just playing a bit more weight than she's comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that's not really going to come off for her. I think another call could have been to frozen the back yellow. Might have seen Sweden having to come after it, and with a miss they've been able to hit for 2.
Yeah,
and
you also run the risk of perhaps giving up 4.
Well, you're getting the nose hit for 1 though. And if you're not comfortable making a nose hit for a single, not sure if she should be playing the playoffs. Of course, saying that, I just realised Sweden has hammer. So again, I'm just rambling like a mental person. Thank you, Alison. No wonder you were shaking your head at me.
It's okay, it happens. I did that yesterday.
Seem like we're doing that at least once per game.
Yeah, today was your turn.
So Switzerland in a lot more trouble then.
Yeah. So, of course, rolling to the wings there. That double is, well, it's a very, very long double across the house. So I think what they're hoping here is perhaps the hit and flop under a hair to make Sweden throw a little bit tight to that corner yellow. I think they'd be happy with a nose hit here as well. At least force a bit of pressure. A little wobble there again. Oh. Just clipping the top one. I think she might have been quite a bit tight out of her hand. They were on that right from the beginning. The crowd still trying to pick up the Swiss girls, looking a little bit down right now. So this being the same shot as she had here in the first end. Yep. Nice open draw. Maintain your weight.
Comes a little bit deep, but should be enough for 3. That's a huge lead of 5 shots to 1 now for Sweden. Looking tough for the Swiss.
Yeah.
Topp 4. Ja. Du kan köra.
So now Sweden definitely not having hammer. Starting off the fourth end. Sorry about that.
So you definitely don't want any guards up. So the girls are really going to have to work hard to try to bring this in the rings.
It doesn't quite get there, but it's not the worst plan B, a tight center guard.
No, but playing the scoreboard, you are up 5-1, so having guards in play isn't your preference.
Right now, a bit of the same situation we just had over in the 1-2 page. Canada with the last stone, lying 3. Gina Aiken with her last shot, just playing a nose hit. And Kelsey Rock looks like she'll have a hit to score 3 in the third end.
Both really big third ends for both games here. Possible 3-ender also on the board for Canada. So, wow.
Oh,
great shot.
Yeah, makes up for that first shot.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
Perfectly around. Great shot. And a 3-banger. Kelsey making her last shot, so Canada goes up 4-1 over Scotland after the third end. Coming up quite a bit light here. So, of course, like we said, Sweden not needing the guards, so they will peel this off. End of the week, everyone's muscles perhaps getting a little bit stiff. Few stumbles out there. But she adjusted quite nicely, ending up making the shot. You have to master that skill. Being able to adjust when things aren't going well when you slide out.
I do that every time. The only time I panic is
when you actually slide well.
Yeah.
Wow.
How am I gonna?
It's fascinating. You're curling. Just squeaks by the guard, and she will still tuck a piece though. So even though she does hit and roll off, it's not an easy shot for Sweden to follow.
Looking to play the freeze here. Could you ever attempt to just peel the red guard.
Yeah, but then you'd be looking at, I mean, you still have lots of shots left, having to make a double at some point, but
Sometimes you see teams switching on to defensive gears a bit early to get a big lead in the start of the game and start conceding a lot of simple deuces. So Sweden just thinking, well, we have that 4-point lead, but it's very early in the game, so we're just going to stick to our game and make a few good shots.
And they're making them. That was a fantastic freeze. Of course, freezing to the inside of it, so the angles are not in the favor of Switzerland.
Yeah, those are great shots when you make them.
Yeah.
Now you're just not leaving Switzerland a whole lot of things to do.
Yeah.
And you're almost forcing Switzerland to open up the front here. But
well, Switzerland with hammer, they've got to find a way to score points.
Aber nur denen. Frag mich einfach, was es bringt, längerfristig. Ich finde, ja, das 10 und dann je nachdem rollen wir ja noch rein. Okay. Oder? Finde ich nicht schlecht. Ein 10 der. Entweder so oder gar halt
trying a bit of a medium option. I'm going to try and hit and roll off the tight centre guard to just kind of open up that situation of the forefoot a tiny bit, but still leave a shooter in the house, applying a tiny bit of pressure on Sweden. And with that, and they'll leave one red guard in play. Not wanting to bail out completely. Well, this one's just going to chip off the top guard.
Och sen ligger den ganska bra där. Okej. Jag tycker om att köra den här. Då får vi den lite invikt så och så picka ut så. Jag gillar den. Spela en 20. Ja.
It's not the first time we've seen Brano call on the sweepers quite early with Jenny Wolin's shots.
Yep.
Seems like every time she lets go, she's on
right
the
out
sweep
of her
right
hand.
away. So maybe she's just like sliding a tiny bit tight, but has that out in motion, and she's not quite able to see it.
Yeah.
As that's happened plenty of times, and she wasn't even close to the guard.
Yeah, we've noticed that Isabella tends to do that a little bit out of her own hand as well.
Yep.
Tends to get on right away, and sometimes that can be quite deadly. You get on right away and it drags the line out, and that's it.
And that result's actually not very good at all for Sweden. Kind of
leaves the pocket, eh?
Yeah. Wiggles lose that lock Sweden had on the red. As you said, leaves a pocket now to freeze to for Elena Stern.
Wow. Big missed opportunity. And will leave a double. That's a bit Unlucky, a little unfortunate.
Spela 70. Ja. Meja! Aj! Hård! Kör! Hård!
Oh, very close.
Really close.
Vi är väl för normal. Ja,
Just kind of papers that one on the way by.
Ja.
Wow, so close.
Länge väl kort. Länge! Ja!
So it does look like they're trying to throw the same shot as before. The freeze into the pocket here.
Gets a tiny rub, stays in the 8 foot. Not too bad there.
No, not a bad result. Not, there is a port there, but man, that's tight. Should she ever just tick that red, it'll go right onto her own. So, guess tolerance here to be touch wide and tick that yellow. If you are thinking of going through the port.
Just looking at the
Yeah.
slash. Could be safer.
To me, it looks a bit easier, but
Ja.
Ligga kvar där så att de inte har dubben.
Ja, exakt.
Spela den.
Oj.
Halvträff, 70.
Halvträff. Okej. Vilken fart har du? 70. Okej.
She wants to stick it. Saying she don't want to leave a double for 2. I assume she's
Nästa också.
looking at the double on the left-hand side as we see it,
Halvträff.
which should be on for Switzerland. Well, gonna have to come fairly tight to the guard. Not quite sure if it's there actually. First, let's see this one here, slashing in her own yellow. Pretty good, but
Yep.
spins that one to the back 12. Now we'll see if that double's available for the Swiss.
It does look from our angle that you have to come pretty tight to get that inside double.
Ja, ganz dünn.
It's pretty thin.
Yeah.
De doppel. Kommer snel. Zo de hendel, ladder.
After making contact with that second yellow, your shooter might be spinning up, but you might jam on your top red, take some of the speed off it. I think the main concern is to get that shot stone flying far enough back.
From this angle, it looks like you have a little bit more room past the guard than the overhead view. But
This one
this
hanging
one's-
wide.
Yeah.
Again, not very close.
Looks like with the harder weights, she's just not getting the accuracy that she normally does.
Frågan är om vi har någon dubben, men den är nog lite dum att gå.
Ja, nej, jag tänkte
Perhaps
det.
a little
Den
bit
är
more
typ
focused on
Ja, det är typ
lite-
trying to
mer än
throw
han.
as much as she can.
Bara vicka in så att den här ligger bättre än ifall du skjuter den så.
Okej.
Så om du vickar så.
Är det helt okej om man råkar hitta den lite, eller är det dåligt? Jag vet inte.
Ja, det är det.
Det är dåligt alltså.
Det är helt okej.
Ja, det är helt okej. Ja, okej.
Lite mindre. Så. Nej, lite mer. Vi kör bara vicken. Vi kör bara vicken. 20.
Looking for the hit and roll off the widest red here. Isabella also just hanging wide, nose hit. But still, you got to think to score 2 here for Switzerland.
Yeah.
Looking pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think it's there on the out turn, but I could be wrong. To slash that red. Yeah, what they're looking at now. Oh yeah. That's, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, easy.
oh yeah. No, definitely not. She's gonna have to come pretty tight to that guard.
Yeah, I think you need to catch at least half of the red.
Yeah.
I don't think you can see half.
Yeah, and then your shooter, right? You've got to also keep your shooter around, because don't forget that we've got one at the back yellow that's just biting the 8-foot.
Well, they're looking at a different shot here, looking at the thin double. I think that's an easier shot, more likely shot anyway.
Yeah.
But still a pretty tough one.
Absolutely.
It's fairly thin too, and so far, Bar not being very accurate with the upweight. This is a huge shot. Needs a couple of points here to get back in the game. Oh, is he going to stick around? Oh, look at that. She actually split the back yellow, and that's for 2.
Great shot.
Just enough. Wow. I thought she was going to split through, but then that other yellow just catching that wide one.
Yeah. She was a bit lucky to catch that side yellow as well, or else that would have only been for 1. But great shot.
Yeah, she's playing 50% on her takeouts before that shot, Briar.
It almost looks like to me with the upweight shot, she's throwing a lot in the arm, so it's veering off course a little bit.
Yeah, and you see a lot of those players that have that big extension, you know, one day and they're just making everything, but if it's not really working for them another day, just might not make it anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard to stay very consistent, perhaps, with those big extensions. So tightening up the score line a wee bit. Sweden with a 5 shots to 3 lead, and having last stone now in the 5th.
I was just going to add in the score update for the other game, which was a blank. So it's a 4-1 lead for Canada still, going into the 5th end.
Gärna bara 8. Ja, inte, den erkänns längre. Topp 4. Topp 8. Topp 8. Topp 4, topp 4. 8, 8. Över. Lite weniger.
Nice draw by Sjöberg. Keeps it high. Just top 8. It's perfect spot, really. Don't want to come too deep, allow this freeze for Switzerland, especially considering how long that guard is. And Switzerland just recognizing that. So they're going to put up another one. One a bit tighter to the rings. I like that call. Make sure you have a guard to play around with. Might also force Sweden to peel the top one, leaving a better guard for Switzerland to come around. Of course, Sweden can't peel any guards as of now. Still in the free guard zone, so just going to come around on the out turn.
Ja, 30. Bättre putt. Kala. Tjejs topp 12. Med hjälp. 8, 4. Jag. 12. 12, 8. 8, 12. Där. Inte. Bra. Så. Wie viel siehst du von dem? Ah, nicht mal Hälfte. Ja, wir können schon dahinter kommen. Sie hat einfach den Runback. Genug Platz! Sehr viel Platz. Sehr viel Platz. Schluss könnt ihr. Ja.
This is a nice looking draw by Lisa Gisler.
Great shot.
See that those yellow stones are kind of lined up onto the red. Could help Sweden later on.
Mm-hmm.
Avspela den.
Sweden, I think, looking for the peel on the guards.
Vänta, vi kan ta den där enkel eller? Ja.
Just seeing that. Well,
I like this.
double would be nice, but the guard we really want to get rid of is
Yeah.
the center line guard. So
Yeah.
just gonna make sure that flies. It's a very mature call.
Yep, I like this.
Kan man ta den bakre? Aldrig. Okej, ingenting.
Well, this one hanging out there. Oh.
Ta den då.
Gets
Well.
a bit lucky with that one. Yeah.
Oh,
Face says it all.
Die soll einfach weiter vorne liegen. Bisschen Vierfuß ist fast besser.
well, that was always gonna happen though.
Mm-hmm.
If you missed it.
Yeah. If you're gonna miss it, I guess best to miss it that way. You nose or just off nose. That would have been quite bad.
Yeah. Not wanting to run the red guard back onto the yellows, of course. Now, let's see if Gisler can copy that draw she just played. This time, pretty good for a line, but coming a bit deep to almost the back of the 12. For maybe second shot.
Second.
Vi ligger en i alla fall.
I think the same shot. Just throw the
Ta bort
peel.
den där.
Maybe a bit tight on line this time. Maybe overcompensating. We'll see
Yeah.
how this comes off. No problem.
Ooh.
Ends up tapping the yellow to the top of the 4.
Yeah.
Okej, skott. Nordrov lägga.
Just enough to avoid disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Få nachtlängd skott.
Switzerland looking to freeze the shot stone.
Ja, se riktigt. Se! Nummer längre. Vad är det?
Just a bit of a rub. A little bit too much weight, so
Yeah, Tapsdale went in behind the guard and leaves us hit and roll for Sweden. And they could be lying a couple.
Yeah.
Ja. Vilka så? 20. Ja. Kan spela lite dämpad 20. Okej. Men ja! Oh. Wow! Men. Okej. Wow! Men ja! Hårt!
Yeah, kind of changing up the call for the double, but a bit too late for that.
Yeah.
Stuffs it and sits in the open.
It's a good change of plans, though. She recognized it just before the hog line, so trying for it. But,
Wow! Se. Ja, måste även se så de funkar på
oh. That's a bit unlucky. Just kind of
Ja.
about an inch away from hitting that yellow to just going to the back one.
Sweden lying 3, chance to draw for 4. Just going to ignore the red one, of course. I'm going to take away the freeze for Switzerland by playing it themselves. Well, again, just jumping the line a wee bit, but looking pretty good. They have the weight.
Looking a little hot.
Yeah. Well, it's going to sit. Well, not too bad there, but I wanted to curl a bit more and just sit on right in front of the shot stone. It's a little hard on the sweeper sometimes when, you know, sometimes you just need a second or two to figure out if they like the weight or not, but your sweep, both your skips are just screaming sweep, and you're just going to have to go because
I think perhaps they need to have a bit of a discussion about line for her shots, because it just seems like, again, getting them out of her hand, they're really dragging them out, and Isabella does not look pleased with her line call decision. Looking a little frustrated back there. But it's good to have those discussions instead of just kind of maintaining the silence, even though you might be very frustrated.
in the 1-2 page between Canada and Scotland, we're seeing Kelsey Rock trying to guard 2 yellows, but seems to be slipping into the house, and they're going to lie 3. I think still going to be forcing Gina Aiken to score her 1 in the 5th with a draw to the forfeit. As we see Bria Hurleyman spilling a few yellows, but I wouldn't say she's improving the situation too much.
Well,
at least opening up the draw in around the guard.
And it is forcing Sweden to really try and get through that hole without jamming on their back yellows. So, I mean, it is an open hit, but there is some degree of difficulty to it.
Gina Aiken with the outturn draw, facing 3 yellows, needing a bite of the forfeit for her 1. At the same time, Isabella Verano with the nose hit here to a live 4. Sounds pretty close. And there we go. Real nice shot. And Gina Aiken also making her draw to the forfeit for the single. So it's going to be a 4 shots to do lead for Canada, and they'll have last stone into the halftime.
Yeah, big advantage for Canada. Up 2 with hammer in the 6th end. But we did see some teams really claw back after the 2nd half. Example yesterday of the men's 3-4, Scotland versus Sweden, being down, what I think it was 6-1.
Yep.
And getting back to a 1-point difference. It was a really great 2nd half. Unfortunately, they were not able to pull it off. But take some adversity to be able to get yourself back into that game.
So, call as the hit and roll perhaps here. I'm not quite sure if she can play the double and roll behind guard. She might just stick it. This one having some curling to do. This is not sounding too good. Maybe getting the double at least. Oh, there we go. And they will have her 2nd shot. But it looks like a nose hit for 3.
Yeah, I believe she can nose this and still be shot over the one on the side. But she can also have a slight roll to the inside. She does have space from the guard. So anywhere from nose to a bit of the inside, and it's for 3.
Vänta! Inget! Av. Ligger bra nu. Ingenting!
Oh, she's going to roll out, and she was very close to jamming on the back hill. But scores 2. So still a pretty good result for Sweden. But Isabella's going to be a little upset by not getting her 3. Caught the wrong side of the rock.
Yep. But 7-3. Still quite the lead.
Quite a few points in the game so far. So both teams just having their halftime break. So does Scotland and Canada on the sheet Bravo in the 1-2 page playoff game. And we'll be back in a few minutes with some highlights from our first few ends here and the 3-4. So join us then. first end here in the 3-4 page between Switzerland and Sweden. It's Isabella Vrano with a draw to pick up a deuce. A great start for the Swedes. 2-0 after one, but Switzerland with the last stone advantage in the second. A heap of yellow stones around, huge pressure on Briar Hurleman to make the shot. Facing 4 yellows, but comes down onto the shot stone for one. Really important stone for Switzerland to stay in the game, already after 2 ends. But in the third, we saw Sweden with a 1-point lead and now drawing for 3. Isabella Vrano coming up a bit heavy, but enough to get that 3 up on the scoreboard. And 5-1 after 3 ends. In the fourth end, Briar Hurleman just looking at this double to score 2. Sweeper's not touching it and catches it quite thin, lucky enough to catch the yellow on the wing, set for 2, and it would be a scoreline of 5-3 after 4 ends. But then again, in the fifth, Sweden with a huge chance to score 3. Isabella Vrano needing nose hit or inside, but hangs wide, very close to catching the back yellow, but enough to score 2 for Sweden, and they have a pretty good lead, 7-3, as we're now just started the sixth end. It's Sjöberg with the draw. You'll hear the intensity from Swedish skip Vrano.
Jättebra fart. Jag var lite för steg där, men det är bra.
Rafaela Geiser, 75% after 5 ends. Might be looking to improve those numbers a little bit as lead, especially when you're trailing. You're playing a lot of guards, and especially the guards should be simple shot to make. It's all about positioning though. And that corner guard is in a pretty good spot for Switzerland. So that's a good start to the sixth end. So much intensity for even the lead stones. I like it. It's I mean, some teams might just be very calm and that works too, but it clearly shows that she wants those 2 first stones in the right spot, just knowing that if you get the right the wrong stone positioning early on, it's just going to give you problems.
I think sometimes it could come back to haunt you, just because if you're sounding really intense and jumping some stones out of the hand, or
sweepers might not completely trust you the next time.
Yeah,
it's crying wolf, is it?
Yeah, or the sweepers might not get a chance, as we've seen before, to even think about the weight.
Yeah,
it's just I gotta go for line, and sometimes you miss the communication because let's say the weight is heavy and you jump it, that's not gonna come back. You haven't given your sweepers the chance to say it's heavy, because maybe then the line will hang. So I
think there's a middle ground somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just remember playing Brendan Botcher with the Buckles twins in Östersund. They were just so very calm on the ice. They were rarely screaming at all.
No.
And just a calm, collected communication, just making everything.
Yeah.
It was kind of baffling for me.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I think I would need some sort of person to tell me, we really need to go. When the voice gets higher and higher pitch, that's when you know, like, just as hard as you possibly can to try and make this shot.
So what you're saying is when the yells sweep the first time, you're just faking it? And
I knew you were just going to say that. Absolutely not. You never fake how hard you're working, but it's almost like your adrenaline kicks in and
yeah,
you just try and get as many strokes in as humanly possible.
and for sure. And then with Isabella maybe screaming at the top of her lungs for every shot, maybe just the girls getting a bit adrenaline fatigued.
Perhaps.
But seems to be working for them though. They're in the playoffs here. That's a pretty nice shot by
Really
Heldin.
nice shot.
Canada and Scotland underway in the sixth end. As mentioned, Canada with that 4-2 lead. And they'll also have the last one in the sixth end. That, well, the winner of that game moves to the gold medal game, while the loser will play the winner of our game between Switzerland and Sweden in the semi-final.
Of course, the games are determined based on your round robin ranking. So the first and the second place team being able to play in that 1-2 page playoff game. Nice shot. Very nice. Still a very nice shot. Not as far of a roll, but it's still a pretty darn good one.
And there you have it, 48% after 5 ends. Helena Starr not quite being able to match her performance in the tiebreaker where she played 81%.
Yeah.
And you know when your skip goes from loud to quiet, it's never a good sign.
No. That's another pitch volume indicator as a sweeper.
Yeah.
Spela typ 30. Okay.
Still keeping the positivity though, and the girls still giving high fives after missed shots, keeping each other focused and positive.
Hits and rolls out, but still a pretty good shot. Remembering that Sweden's not really the team that needs to be scoring in this end. So the less stones they have in play kind of makes it easier for them to just clear the reds.
Annie's been having a very strong game so far. Not sure what she's got.
Oh, she'll
82?
82%. Before that shot, no.
Okay. Tolerance on that one was exactly what she did, though.
Yep.
So if she hasn't been making them, she's been making her half shots. So she's Been having a very strong game.
Sweden currently outplaying Switzerland by 17%. Makes a bit of a difference.
Wow.
And looking at the Scotland-Canada game, Scotland actually outplaying Canada by 7%, shooting 84, Canada 77. But Canada still that 2-point lead in last zone, so I guess a couple of key shots over there.
Yeah.
Maybe determining the scoreline.
Yep.
Ja, den är bra. Den är riktigt nice. Ska vi köra den?
Ja, spela typ samma fart nästan.
Okej.
Bra. Lite mer. Ligger man inne om man knackar chapp? Nej, det är oväsentligt egentligen.
Ja. Ja, det gör man.
Det känns som ifall vi kommer lite fel på draget så känns det lättare om vi bara gör den här. Lite mindre. 10 fart.
So I think they're going to play the tap on the yellow. 93% after 5 ends.
Yeah, that's I believe it.
Yeah, hasn't made too many mistakes. Only that roll out really in the 5th end, but still scored 2, so you can't really blame her too much.
Nope.
This one hanging a little bit wide, but she'll punch that yellow one in behind the guard.
That's
so
a good shot.
Pretty good result.
Yeah, very good.
If you're Switzerland, you're going to be thinking, well,
What do we do?
where are we going to hide this first one? I think they're going to draw around the 2 yells. Try and get to the back 4 for shot. Good thing about this one is she makes it. Sweden plays a hit. She might just be left with that same draw again for her single.
Yep, that's true.
So chance to practice the draw weight. Could have maybe have drawn around the yellow stone at the top of the 12 also. But would have left a pretty easy run back. Working this one hard for line. And now just going quiet again. It's going to crash on the red. Sweden line 3. And she's blocked off the in-turn draw. Out-turn draws sort of blocked off as well.
Yeah.
Looking pretty ugly now for Switzerland.
Ja, nej men jag ska för jag skriker det vad vi gör då. Jag tror vi fattar, vi ska bara försöka välja så mycket som möjligt. Ja. Ungefär samma som förra, lite mer.
And I think Isabella is just going to draw through the part. I think anywhere from the top of the 12.
Even if she
And
just comes up short and guards it.
Canada being forced to 1 in the 6th end. So good result for Scotland as they now have last stone. Doesn't quite get through the hole here, Isabella, but I think that's still a pretty good result because that port is fairly snug.
Yeah.
And she's even made the out-turn draw a bit harder by pushing the yellow one slightly to the right. Wow.
Ja,
I think maybe tap on the center line guard is the easier shot.
Yeah. I think the tap is probably the shot here. It's still tough, but you don't have much of a draw path.
Well, you have to score here. You really can't give up a steal. Give up a steal. A 1 even. You're trailing by 5. And now Briar saying, well, maybe we can tap the central line stone instead. And that's the call I like. Seems like an easier shot, so that's what they've chosen to do. But even so, pretty tough shot. That looks like a lot of ice, I think, for the tap. I'd say that looks like center line draw ice, and she's not going to be able to curl that much. We'll see how this comes off. And this one hanging wide. And that's going to be a steal of 2 for Sweden.
Wow.
I just took too much ice there. It didn't seem like they were even thinking about it.
No.
Stern put the broom down, Briar just threw it. Taking the same ice as the draws. It's just didn't seem very well thought out, really. Sitting in the hack, changing the call, not really adjusting the ice whatsoever. Threw it, didn't come off.
Yeah.
Weight wasn't too bad.
Just could be just the nerves. This is a big game. Second guessing yourself, second guessing. You know, you're having a rough game. Am I certain I'm taking the right ice? And it's when you start overthinking that you get into the real problems.
Well, the scoreline is pretty much in Sweden's favor at 9-3. And with this being a playoff game, the rules and regulations suggest that you have to play 8 ends. So we'll at least see 2 ends more before Switzerland can even consider conceding the game. But 4 ends to go. 6 behind. There's still a chance, I'd say. So we're just gonna have to try. Can't really do much more.
Ta det lugnt, spela den farten ni vill.
Wow. Big mistake from Switzerland. Brings that corner guard in the house.
Yeah.
Allowing Fanny Sjöberg to play the hit. Not taking advantage of the free guard zone even. So just wheels really starting to come off for the Swiss. Yeah, there we go. Corner guard, but free guard zone not longer in play. So now Heldin can make the peel.
Yeah. They're throwing the guard to the same side, which sometimes you don't see. Usually teams will try and switch up the guards on opposite sides to give the thrower a different line on her second shot. With this, it's the exact same shot she just threw, so and that's what every curler wants, be able to throw the exact same thing they just did, so I don't know, I like going opposite.
Not sure if the Swiss are too enthusiastically involved in the game right now, though.
No, I can understand that.
Another nice peel.
Yep. Going to the other side now, but new player.
Langsam, steil, sicher. Viel Platz, viel Platz. Warte noch ein bisschen. Oh, schau, schau, schau. Wow, 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 wow. Tipptopp.
Another nice peel by Annie.
Noch länger, richtig ist gut. 3. 3 ist tipptopp. Dann.
Ta lite mindre på mig.
You know, the huge difference really in this game is the back end.
Yeah.
Both Swiss backhand players playing just above 50%, with Jenny Wåhlin at 86 and Isabella Vrano at 92.
Mm-hmm.
Although
a bit of a miss there, as we say that, but again, she's been very dominant. They've both been very dominant. this game, and
Saying that the Swedish front end is also outscoring their players. So when you outscore in every position, usually win a game.
Yep.
Well, if you can have any chance of getting back here, Breyer, you need to make this freeze. Line's really good, but tiny bit heavy.
Too much.
Jenny, vad tycker du om att spela bakhand svagt och bara komma ner och dra? Om vi kommer här, då tvingar vi dem i alla fall till... Nej, vi spelar jag har inte dragit så mycket. Ja, jag gillar tyken. Ja.
Yeah, I don't think she needs to get too cute with this.
30?
Yeah, first she was thinking come to the inside, then she was thinking just maybe draw, but saying, well, I haven't really drawn that much in this game, so I'd rather play the hit. Just get rid of the red one.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't need to steal here. Just got to make sure Switzerland doesn't score two.
Exactly.
Just a control weight though. Again, just calling on the supers out of way. But then off again. Looking pretty good here. And even going to sit for two, Sweden.
Nice shot.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, not getting a whole lot better for Switzerland. And she can't really do much more than to just laugh about it at this point. It's another steal of one for Sweden. And double-digit score for the Swedish. 10-3. And we're probably just going to see these girls probably the 8th end.
Yeah. I think if you look at them now, they're just kind of laughing it off. This is definitely not been their game. And
well, the good thing for the Swiss is this is going to make it a lot easier for them to bounce back for the bronze medal game. If you lose on the last stone and the extra, that makes it a whole lot tougher. While
just the umpire coming out and saying stop, because she had been generally they try and wait until they have 1 minute in between ends, and they're not supposed to throw until the 10-second mark is coming up, and I do believe she was throwing at the 20-second mark. So the umpire just coming out and saying, could you wait just a little bit longer, but didn't get the message till she was already coming out.
Well, she was just throwing it through anyway.
Yes.
So wasn't too distracted. No, like I was saying, if you're going to lose a game, sometimes it's just easier to be dominated
Yep.
It just makes it easier to
Forget
about it. So,
Yeah.
well, they were clearly better than us. Nothing we could do.
No.
And, you know, they can prepare for that bronze game.
Yep.
And they're going to be knowing full and well that they're probably going to be more prepared for that bronze game.
Yep.
And then the team that drops from the semi.
Of course, the semi-final game being tonight at 7 o'clock our time.
Yeah, and Sweden looking pretty good for that one spot in the semi, while it is the loser of the Scotland-Canada game that will drop into the semi and then play Sweden. But the loser of that game again will have to play Switzerland for the bronze. So we might just see this matchup again if Sweden drops down.
Yep.
And again, good thing for Switzerland is they'll have a game for a medal. And having lost out in the tiebreaker last year, Bria Hurleman, I think she'd be pretty happy to get a medal around her neck. This guard, just over, I guess. Isabella having a look. And she says that, yep, it's over, just by half an inch perhaps. Eldine looking to make the appeal. 82% for Eldine after 7 ends. Had a pretty solid game. But, whoa. Bit of a flash. We've seen that twice in this game. The first she was a bit lucky with because she just picked out the shot stone that was in behind, but this time no plan B.
No.
But easy to lose your focus a little bit when you're maybe celebrating a little bit in your inside your head.
Yep. You've got to find a way to tone down those thoughts and just keep your mind focused on the present.
I remember Brand Gushu had a draw for 7 in the Olympic final against Marco Usapalniemi. Through to the hack.
No.
But never seen Gushu that happy. Missing a draw. Just knew he had secured the gold for Canada. And of course makes it a bit hard to focus. A heart rate might just go up a little bit. Eldine looking to redeem herself. Again, just looking a bit wide. No. It's going to catch her head, so nice shot there. And huge news in the 7th end and the 1-2 page between Scotland and Canada. It's Canada stealing 2 points on the Scots. So 7 shots to 2 game for the Canadians. Looking so strong.
Yeah, they look like they're having a fantastic game.
Well,
I guess we can figure that out.
I'll check.
Perhaps.
Can check the stats again. Right now, Canada scoring 81% as a team. Scotland 79. So stats not really telling us everything, I think. Not giving us the whole story. Just enough for Jenny Volin.
Just grabs a piece.
Here we see the numbers, 52% for Helena Stern. It's not really going to win you a whole lot of curling games,
No.
let alone a 3-4 page in the World Juniors.
These teams are going to bring their A game, and you have to be willing to give it right back.
Puts the guard up. Comes a bit tight, so might see Jenny Volin try the run. Stuffs it.
Wrap.
Well, that red one will be in the open at least.
Okay, Danny.
Not as much drama this afternoon like we had the last night.
No, that was quite the game, to say the least.
Romano Meyer missing that last shot to win over Canada.
What a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he'll bounce back today once they play Sweden.
It'll be a really good match, that's for sure.
Yeah, Sweden really catching wind this week in the last couple of games. Just playing some incredible curling. Talking to some of the Scottish fans yesterday, just telling us that Fredrik Nyman was just making everything just on fire. So I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, me too.
You'll see Isabella Verano just play the hit on the open red. Not going to play around too much here. Conceding 2 is not going to put a huge dent in the scoreline as of now. Oh, actually trying to slash here. Oh, there we go. Wow.
Great shot.
Of course you try to slash.
Of course. Why not?
Nothing to lose.
When you're throwing 90%. Sure you have confidence in your ability to make it, so why not?
Wow. Well, there goes the only chance of Switzerland scoring 3. Tough numbers for Briar Herleman as well. Bit of a roller coaster for them. Having some really good games, but then also dropping a little bit.
Yeah. So I think she's partially covered, but I think still about maybe 3/4 open, perhaps.
Canada doing a good job of peeling corner guards over on sheet Bravo. Still no mistake, and still just Canada's shot stone in the forefoot, and 1 corner guard for Scotland. Now Gina Aiken calling for the draw around the corner to try and set up for a deuce. They're down to Naomi Brown's second stone of the 8th end. As we look at this yellow stone for Isabella Verano coming down onto the red. Another great shot. Such a great game.
Yep.
I think Briar Herleman's just going to draw for 1 here in the 8th end. Just to put a point up on the scoreboard. but I can't really see them playing on because they'll still be trailing by 6 with 2 ends to go.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. And that'll be it.
Yep. Breyer puts her hand out, and we'll congratulate Sweden on a fantastic performance. Didn't get the full drama today, but I'm all the more confident we might get a great semi-final, and perhaps these Swedes are the one to take Canada down even.
We shall see.
Both Swedish teams, both Swedish teams just catching some wind.
Yeah, finishing very strong. Absolutely. That's
a good trait to have as a team.
Yeah, I think so. Well, especially when the end of the week getting super tired, maybe emotionally draining.
Well, that's why you need to stay fit. As we take a look at the scoreline here, Sweden just grabbing so many points, 10-4 after 8. We'll get to see some highlights, of course, from those 8 ends. And we'll try and have a few words with the winning skip, Isabella Verano, as well, and see what her thoughts are about the game and her chances in the semi-final. But I'm just getting news from our production office that we're going to have a look at the 1-2 page between Scotland and Canada. Here we go. We're just tilting our cameras over because we know you curling fans out there would very much like to see what's going on. We can't really provide you with the same quality and sound as we have been for the week, but hoping you'll appreciate just less angle. Of course, Scotland having a tough time against Team Canada, trailing by 5, and we're down to Kelsey Rock's final stone. She's going to peel off this red, and it's going to be up to Gina Aiken if she wants to blank or take a 1. No problems there, and she even sits for 2, Kelsey Rock, so Gina Aiken has no choice but to play for 1. Either a draw, or if this yellow one's exposed enough, she'll be able to play the nose hit, which it seems like they're going for. So last stone of the 8th end for Scotland and Gina Aiken. Needing to score 1 here to have any chance of turning this game around. Working it hard for line, can't afford to tick off the top one. This is not sounding very good for them. And that's going to be a steal of 1. And perhaps 2. Looks like that's going to hang on, and that's going to bring the scoreline till 9 shots to 2 for Canada. And there we go, a shake of hands. Canada just so strong at the moment. Scotland not quite being able to respond.
First off, just by saying congratulations. Thank you. You're into the semi-final tonight, getting closer.
Right, so just to confirm, it's Sweden beating Switzerland, and Switzerland will move to the bronze medal game. Sweden moves up to the semi-final, and in the semi-final they will play Scotland, while Canada has secured a medal by moving into the gold medal game. And we'll still give you those highlights from our 3-4 page in the women's competition, and try and get an interview with winning skip Isabella Vrano. The semi-finals will be tonight, 7th of March at 7 o'clock local time. That's Eastern European time here in Tallinn, Estonia. And we'll have both the men and women's semi-final. And I do believe we're broadcasting the men's semi. And tomorrow, of course, we'll have the gold medal games. First one for the men at 9:30 local time, and for the women at 2 o'clock local time. And I'm hearing that we are ready for some highlights. First end between Switzerland and Sweden in the 3-4 page playoff game. It's Sweden off to a good start with a draw to the house for 2. No problem, of course, from Isabella Vrano. Skip of Sweden finds the forfeit, and a great start for the Swede. In the second end, a lot of pressure being applied to fourth thrower Briar Hurleyman, facing 4 Swedish counters, but comes down onto the shot stone for 1. That's a huge shot, and Sweden leads 2-1. In the third end, Sweden lying 2 already. Again, Isabella Vrano just having to find the house for her 3. Comes up a bit heavy, but it will be a good enough to bring the scoreline to 5 shots to 1. In the fourth end, Briar Hurleyman lining up a double. Not really touching it for line, catches it a bit thin, but will catch the yellow on the wing, set for 2. A huge shot to come back, but still trailing by 2. In the fifth end, another chance for Sweden to score 3. Isabella Vrano looking for a nose hit or just the inside, but catches the high side. Very close to spilling the back one, but good enough for 2 and a solid 7 shots to 3 lead coming into halftime. And when we came back onto the ice after the break, Sweden was lying 3. Briar Hurleyman having to play a tap up, but doesn't curl enough, and Sweden steals 2. And scoreline looking quite heavy for the Swiss. In the seventh end, Briar Hurleyman playing a hit for 1. But this one actually over curling, and it would be rolling all the way out, leaving 1 for Sweden and a 10-3 deficit. In the eighth end, Switzerland just drawing the house for a 1, just to finish on a high note, bringing the Redstone into the house, and it would be 10-4, but they would shake hands. Sweden moving to the semi-final. So that's the highlights from our 3-4. Canada, of course, beating Scotland. Just waiting for that interview with winning skip Isabella Vrano. And of course, join us later tonight at 7 o'clock for the men's semi-final. We'll have Switzerland playing Sweden. Sweden catching very much wind, playing a few really solid games here the last couple of days, while Switzerland had that crucial shot to win against Canada. Romano Meyer not quite being able to pull it off, so it'll be interesting to see if he can bounce back. But we're going to have a few words with Isabella now.
So first off, just by saying congratulations.
Thank you.
You're into the semi-final tonight, getting closer to the goal of that gold medal game. How much does it mean to you to get that win tonight?
It means a lot. We worked really hard for that one for a couple of years now, and last year we lost that game, so this year we're even more, we want that win even more.
And this can be such an extremely mentally and physically draining week. What do you guys do to prepare to coming into this event?
Practice a lot, focus on our techniques so we know that's good on the championship, and of course eating well and having fun, dancing and singing, you know.
Thank you so much, and congrats once again. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.